So as you may know, my wife, Carolyn, does not get on YouTube. When we started the nomadic life, right before we started nomadic life, we tried to figure out different ways we make money. And I came up with a couple ideas, and one of them was YouTube. And we both seemed to think that was a pretty good idea. I had another business that I ran also, a little online business, repairing databases that I'd built. YouTube started making money right away. I made $100 my first month. I know that doesn't seem like a lot, but on YouTube, that was a big deal for your first month. And it grew and grew. And eventually, it got where it would pay the bills. So we're satisfied with that. But when we decided to do this, I mean, I struggled to get on YouTube. It was embarrassing, and I'd turn on the camera and turn it off, turn on the camera, turn it off. It was frustrating. And we went camping several times so I could get started in making YouTube videos. But Carolyn said she didn't want to be on YouTube. That being said, she was on a video once. Don't know what possessed her to do it, but she did get on video. And I'm not going to tell you which video it is, but she got on and immediately, and we didn't even have a lot of subscribers back then, probably not even 1,000 I would get. Back then you didn't need these requirements of 4,000 watch hours and 1,000 subscribers. You just had to meet the partner program. But the trolls immediately attacked her, just viciously, and said some terrible things. And then one time I made a mistake and I posted a picture of me and her together. Again, they just attacked her. Well, now Carolyn has social anxiety. Now it's gotten a lot better since these events had happened. Since we're on the carnivore diet, she basically doesn't have anxiety anymore. But there's no reason to try to trigger anything. We're happy here, and that's why one of the reasons we came here. Well, we actually started the nomadic life to kind of reduce the anxiety symptoms, but that didn't work because so many of my subscribers caught up with us. Here it's not too bad. I mean, they're catching up with us, but we can keep them at bay by having a good relationship with the sheriff. She just doesn't want to get on YouTube. I don't know why that's so hard to understand. I'm sure there are millions of people who have no desire to get on YouTube, probably for the same reason that she doesn't want to get on YouTube. They're just mean. People are just viciously mean. I mean, heck, you go on Facebook and you'll ask a question and you'll get at least a half dozen comments if it's a good question of people just tormenting you. And that's just because the narcissist in our society has expanded dramatically. We have more narcissists this day and age than any other time in history. And narcissists are in love with themselves because they're so insecure, actually. And the only way to make themselves feel good about themselves is to tear you down. You know, you're just trash underneath their feet, and if they can make you feel bad about yourself, then they've been successful. And it's amazing how good these trolls are at doing it. As a result, I don't put Carolyn on video, as I said, but I still need to talk about her. It just doesn't work. The video concept, the vlog concept just doesn't work unless I say that she's here. So in the description, I say Carolyn and I. Nobody knows Carolyn's last name. Well, I didn't think anybody knew Carolyn's last name, but someone actually emailed her. It blew me away. I don't know how they got her email address, because she doesn't even use her real name on Facebook. So it was just, how did they do that? The email address doesn't use her name. So it was just, whoa. So that's how vicious trolls are. In this particular case, the troll was attacking me, told Carolyn that I was abusing her and that she needs to get out right now. Well, I don't know how anybody even comes close to understanding what our relationship is like. All I ever said is we have a great relationship. We never argue, do our own thing. She does what she wants to do. I mean, her son came here. She said, hey, I want to get a camper. I mean, I wasn't thrilled with the idea of buying this particular camper. I wanted to get a smaller one, but he wanted to come here. She wanted him here. Okay, we'll do what we can. So we got this one. She never asked for anything. And when she does, I have no problems getting it. We always have the money to get it, just simply because she doesn't spend money. I don't spend money. We don't spend money. When she wanted to stop living the nomadic lifestyle, it was pretty much just like that. I want to stop. We stopped. She found us a piece of property And I was thinking, man, I really don't want to spend that kind of money yet. I would like to have another year or two, but we got the property. So she can have whatever she wants. Even if I disagree, I don't have a problem doing what she wants to do. She just doesn't ask for a lot. But when we got here, of course, we had to figure out what chores we wanted to do. And people seem to have a hard time understanding that we actually want to live this way. We don't have to live this way. I have some education. I was self-employed for years, ran my own consulting business, went to major companies. Northrop Grumman, one of the third largest military supplier. I went there and consulted them on how to improve their quality program. And I could do a lot more with my life, but this is what I choose to do. This is what makes me happy, and I'm not hurting anybody. And so Carolyn wants to live here too, primarily so she doesn't have to be around people. Think about it. We don't have to have a job with an employer. I mean, we have to have money, but we don't have to have an employer. We can stay here and do our own thing. So in order to do that though, we have to do chores. It's just part of life. I mean, even if you live in a regular house, you still have to do chores and go to an employer. I mean, you still got to do dishes and you got to do the cooking. You got to do things. Got to cut grass. Got to do laundry. But apparently, if you don't have the best equipment to do it, like a dishwasher or a wash machine and a dryer, then in today's society, you have abuse. Oh, and an air conditioner. You got to have an air conditioner. What I don't understand is you spend so much money to get these things that you have to go to work to pay for these things. So if you don't want to work, how do you do it? Well, you get rid of the things. Air conditioning is the big one, of course. A lot of people seem to think that we're in this human extinction event with the little bit of heat we have this year. And I find it funny. I don't think it's that excessively hot. I mean, I know there's some areas in the country that thinks it's hot, but we've gotten in the hundreds, I think, maybe 3 times this year. But I actually remember the cold temperatures this summer more than I remember the hot temperatures. I mean, it's hot today. It's going to get in the hundreds. It's going to be hundreds all week. But we've been as low as the 60s this summer. I mean, it's like, can we start the wood stove? I've put on sweatshirts several mornings now just to stay warm. Of course, you don't want to close up the house because when it does warm up, you want to keep the cool temperatures in the house. So I don't think it's overly hot, but you got to have an air conditioner and live in society where we're going to have a human extinction event. And so me not having an air conditioner is abusive to Carolyn. Well, I don't know how to explain this anymore. Now that her son is gone, we have that air conditioner in the camper. It's in the window there, and all you got to do, she has a shower curtain right over here on that other side of that big window there. So you can see the air conditioner on the last window, a door, then the big window. There's a shower curtain there that she closes off, and if she wanted the air conditioner, I turned it on. And since I've improved the solar panels, she could run it all day long if she wanted to. But if she wanted to run it at night, we'd have to run the generator. But that's not a big deal. We could do that. We got enough generator. When we talk about chores, Carolyn and I both have our designated chores. My chore, I'll go through my list first. My chores are a little bit, I would imagine, more active, more, I don't know. People are going to call me sexist. They have said that before because, oh, you're making a woman do woman's work. Isn't that right? You terrible man, you. Well, Carolyn isn't going to want to mow grass, for example. So I have a little bit of grass to cut. Now, I don't cut it as often as I need to, or I should say as much as my trolls want me to, but I just don't see the point. We live out here in the country. Nobody complains. Neighbor's grass is much taller than mine, and it just saves on gasoline. Now, I know that we can have snakes and mosquitoes, and when the mosquitoes start to pick up is when I usually cut the grass. It's been about every 2 to 3 weeks. Now, over July, we didn't have any rain, so I didn't cut any grass then. But I don't see any point in wearing out the lawnmower. It's kind of expensive to go just cut grass that really doesn't need cut. And then I take care of the chickens. And that's really not a big chore either, but it's something that's got to be done every evening. I go down there. I carry buckets of water down there. I feed them, close them up so they're in the chicken coop so the animals can't get to them. make sure the water's full, you know, just the things you got to do, get the eggs. And then in the morning, I open the chicken coop back up, and when they want to come out, they come out. I mean, it's not a difficult chore, but it's something I got to do every day. I can't forget to do it. I fill the water every day. Again, not a big chore, but something that needs to be done. I go down there, I flip a switch, I take the hose from the well and run it into the IBC tank. So actually, that's probably the most exercise I get, is running up and down that hill 3 or 4 times, filling water. Of course, if Carolyn needs to do laundry, I got to fill the sinks also. The reason I have to run up and down the hill so much is the well pumps 15 gallons a minute, but the recovery rate of the well is 5. And since I'm on solar panels, I want to get as much water out of the well as possible, as quickly as possible. So I run it for about 10 minutes, and then I shut the well off, let the well recover, fill back up, then I turn it back on. So I'll fill the IBC tank, shut it off, and I even set a timer for 20 minutes. I let it fill back up, then I fill the sinks, let it fill back up. If there's some buckets that need filled for the chickens, I do it again. So I got to run up and down the hill to turn the well on, turn the well off. Now, I've thought about putting a switch at the well house. I really have, but I'm not going to, because I like the exercise. It forces me to go up and down that hill multiple times. Split the firewood, I got to bring that in. So the winter time is actually a little bit more work than the summertime. I start the wood stove several times throughout the day. Now, Carolyn will start the wood stove if it's going to get down to single digits or below 0 digits. She'll start the wood stove before she goes to bed. I go to bed earlier than she does, and I'll set the alarm to put wood in it. So the alarm goes off. I don't tell her I set it, and the alarm goes off, and she'll say, just go to sleep, I got it. And she'll start it. She can if she wants. But, you know, that's just her being nice. She's just doing my chore for me. And there's times I do her chores. And then when we think about her chores, this is where things get abusive. It's because, apparently, is because she does laundry in the sinks. She's got a little plunger here, and she plunges the laundry. And I'm not sure why everybody thinks this is such hard work. It saves on the water. It doesn't take long. She comes out here, she agitates them. She has the darks and the lights, one in each sink. I thought she used to rinse in one and wash in the other, but she doesn't do that. And then we dump the water out. I actually dump the water out. There's spigots on here, but it takes so long to drain the water out. So I just pick the sink up and dump it out. And then I fill it back up, and then she do the rinse. And then she's got this, what's called a manual clothes dryer. If you want to get one, they're on Amazon. She's got 2 of these, and I have a bunch of bearings, because the bearings go out quite frequently on these. So I just replace the bearings. She's got 2 in case one ever dies. She's got another one. And all you got to do with this is there's 2 ropes on it, one on each side, and you pull it, and it spins the water. People seem to think that, oh my gosh, that's just too small. You need something bigger. It takes her 5 minutes, maybe 10 minutes to wring their clothes out, and then she hangs them on the line. It's just not a big deal. I mean, I've done the laundry. It's not that hard. Of course, she cooks. She cooks twice a day. Cooks breakfast about 9:30. And then she cooks supper about 3 o'clock is when we eat. But that's just normal stuff. Everybody does that. I actually was criticized because we don't go out to eat more. You need to give Carolyn a break and take her out to eat. She wouldn't go if I asked her to. About once a month, tomorrow we're going to go to town. As a matter of fact, we're going to go to town tomorrow, and we'll go to Walmart and we'll buy that fried chicken at Walmart. Now, the breading has carbohydrates, but that's kind of our treat once a month. And I know that's just, oh, that's crazy. That's terrible. You need to, but we're healthier than ever, sticking to a carnivore diet. And then she does dishes once a day, right after supper. And she's got 2 little plastic tubs that she can sit down and do dishes. I mean, imagine that. Who gets to sit down and do dishes? Oh, but you need a dishwasher. Dishwashers are useless. In my experience, you have to wash the dishes, put them in the dishwasher so you can wash the dishes. It never made sense to me. And then, of course, she cleans the house regularly. So I don't see how this is abusive. I don't get it. People lived without air conditioners for all of human history, but now that we don't have it, apparently that's going to be a human extinction event, and Carolyn will be the first one to go. I mean, these are the same people that are saying that we're causing these hot temperatures. Humans are. But the humans are the ones saying you have to have air conditioning. Well, shut the air conditioning off. Maybe you won't create the hot temperatures. Oh no, it's electric. Electric isn't harmful. Oh, that's right. Electric comes from those magic jelly bean fields. And as far as hurting the environment, I got that one the other day. Someone complained, like the troll complained about Carolyn being abused, that running that generator is harmful to the environment. Well, I haven't ran it in nearly 2 weeks. And I can guarantee you, you living in your house for an hour, you're creating more damage to the environment than we create in a month. So if you'll click this up next box, it'll take you to a video where I was talking about someone broke my solar panels. So I hope I can inspire you to get more active in your own life so you can live your dreams. Thanks for watching.